Hello, you're welcome to Stadium TV. My name is IBK, and today I'm going to be taking you through 15 mistakes that beginner filmmakers make when they're starting off. I'm going to be fast with this and you're going to love it. Are you one of those that started off shooting and getting a nice camera, fantastic gear, and you get on set and you're like, I'm the next Quentin Tarantino, I'm the next James Cameron, and after your first shot, that doesn't seem so Hollywood-ish. I'm gonna let you know right here 15 possible mistakes that you were making that ended up in the chaos that you have in your hand. Very simple mistakes that I made, some of them when I started off, and then you can learn from this and avoid them.
Watch that. I wanna hear some man.
Number one mistake that beginner filmmakers make is overlit scene, overlit exposure. You're done recording and you have all that whiteness in your scene and you're like, it didn't look quite like that when I was recording. Well, the solution is simple. Always make sure you check your f-stop and your ISO. When you have f-stops that are too low and ISOs that are too high, you end up having so much light coming into the shot, and at the end of the day in post-production you're not able to actually remove the light. Even when you try all autocorrect and brightness and contrast, you don't actually get that feel. So always get your ISO and your f-stop value right on set. That's number one, to avoid overlit exposures. Number two, shooting facing the sun. That was something I was so guilty of. I put my subject back in the sun and my lens is right there facing the sun, and what do I get in post-production? Flares all over my frame. Always avoid facing your camera in the direction of the sun. Make sure the sun is behind you while your subject is facing the sun. That way the sun serves as a lot of light flowing into your subject and you have a fantastic picture like that. So remember rule number two, avoid facing the sun when you are shooting. Number three, a beginner filmmaker should always try to use a tripod except when it's unavoidable. That's because your hands are not stable yet and you end up having shots that are so unstable and shaky and unprofessional. You need to achieve that mobile shot that you saw in the last Michael Bay movie. They did that with a lot of tools and gear, Steadicams to achieve it. Now with your hand held, you're done with the production and it's not like what you actually thought you wanted. All hope is not lost. You can go over to your Adobe Premiere and you see an effect in your video effect called Warp Stabilizer, WARP Stabilizer. Add it to your file in post-production and it might just help reduce the shakiness. But as a rule, always use the tripod unless when it's unavoidable. Number four, never ever, unless it's important or the whole place is quiet and still, never use the mic installed in the camera. Always have a boom mic or lavalier lapel mic, or you can even use your phone. Hold your phone in your lap. If I was holding the phone right down here right now, I'm sure you're not seeing it. I could take my audio recording while I'm speaking and then I transfer the audio and I sync with the video in post. When you use the inbuilt mic, you get a lot of wind, a lot of noise between yourself and the mic. A lot of activity happens in the wind and that gets with your voice into the mic on the camera. Avoid recording with the inbuilt microphone on your camera so you can have clear crystal sound. Okay, number five, many beginner filmmakers bring the script to their actors on the day of production, believing, oh, it's a short film, oh, they can get it right, oh, they can get it done well, oh, they are very good. No, try as much as possible to get your script to your actors a week, a few days before the shoot. No matter how short the script is, if they are able to memorize it before they get to your set, that is one task off your table for the day. But imagine your actors on the set, that's not a good sight to see. So let your actors memorize your script before they come to set. Your job as a director should be getting the best out of them, not getting them to memorize. You are not an English teacher, are you? Number six, many of us when we get our new gears and our fantastic camera are guilty of this. That is trusting in the camera more than the thing in front of the camera. Look at this frame you're looking at right now. This frame of me in the studio. You'll be amazed that 80% of the beauty and quality you're getting is from what is in front of the camera. The background, the light, the microphone, they are adding so much value to the quality beyond even what the camera can achieve. So trust in what's in front of the camera, trust in your skills, trust in what you learn and how to do them, how you position your depth of field, how you position things, how you arrange your set, how you frame your actors are very much more relevant to a fantastic production than the quality of the camera. You can take that to the bank. Number 7. So you've decided that you're going to shoot outside and make use of an amazing flow of daylight. You're not paying for it. You're not paying men to stand by it, but it's a surplus abundance given to you by God. But then many beginner filmmakers arrive on set late, forgetting that they can't ask God to hold on a minute longer. Sunset will be here before you know it, and then you have to shoot the next day. More cost, more time wasted when you could have arrived early, get all your shots wrapped up with the daylight, and you're done for good. So whenever you're making use of daylight, always arrive on the set early. Number 8 now. Extra, we got the batteries. Extra, you need the batteries. Extra, we got the batteries. Batteries. Do I need to say it again? Extra pack of batteries. Because when one is done and you don't have a backup, the shoot is done. So beginner filmmakers, always remember this. You need extra backup pack of batteries for your production so that you don't get disappointed on set, so that your actors and your crew don't get disappointed on set. Always have that extra, you got the batteries, extra batteries, extra batteries. Hope you got that. Number 9. Now you have a desired frame rate for your exported project. You want it to be 1080p with 25 frames per second. You need to make sure that when you're on set and you're about to shoot, your camera settings are in the same exact resolution and frame rate. Imagine shooting in 720p HD and you're expecting that your work project and your finished project should be 1020p. You see? Always make sure that your frame rate and resolution for the camera during recording is the same as your expected finished project. That way you have a smooth, just like a silver. Number 10 is that you should always have a lens hood whenever you're shooting in sunlight. Whenever you are shooting in sunlight, you should always have a lens hood. That's because you cannot really see through your viewfinder or LED if the flares are in your screen, not until post-production. So why not prevent? They said prevention is better than cure. So with your lens hood, even if the flare want to come in, maybe the sun is out and you didn't notice it, you cut it off. The lens hood helps to prevent flare. It helps to prevent sun rays hitting on the lens, which generate flares that your camera automatically records into your finished work. So when you're shooting in daylight, when you're shooting when there's sunlight, always have your lens hood attached to your camera so that you will not have flares, because flares are hard to remove in post-production. Unless it's part of your concept anyway. You love the flares? Okay. Number 11, not shooting B-rolls. Important point. Who goes on set and does not shoot B-roll? You have your wide shots, you have your medium close-up, you have all your shots, and you did not shoot B-rolls. B-rolls help to make your flow smooth. There are shots of the set, shots of frames, shots of things on set, shots of pictures, shots of the wall, shots of the leg of the subject that you can use to fill in places in your edit for a smooth flow of production. So you can look it up on Google to know more about it, but always make sure you have B-rolls shot when your production is over. Never ever leave set without B-rolls that can be used to make your editing fantastic. B-rolls, valid, very important. Very important. B-rolls. Yeah, excuse me sir. I said very important. Number 12. Number 12 basically is that you should always record in manual focus. As a professional filmmaker, recording in autofocus should be way far from you. I mean, should the camera be determining what should be in focus and what should not be in for you? So don't make that mistake, because when you're recording in autofocus, the camera will keep making changes even during your shoot and deciding what should be in focus and what should not be in focus. So beginner filmmakers, always make sure you record in manual focus. Yeah. Number 13. This was something that almost happened to me even on this shoot. I almost recorded out of focus, but thank God I knew the trick and I had to implement it before I started recording. Before you shoot, make sure you zoom in with your zoom focus. Make sure you zoom into the maximum and use the manual focus in front of the camera to put your subject, the one you want in focus, make sure it's in focus. Then you zoom out with the autofocus at the back of the camera. That way you are sure that you are recording at the best focus possible and you don't get to your finished work and you're like, who's that? I can't see. Haha. So the process, zoom in with the zoom focus behind the camera, put your subject in focus with the focus in front of the camera with the lens, then zoom out with the zoom focus behind the camera. That way, your picture is clear and sharp. Number 14 is a mistake that several people could make, several filmmakers make. It's a mistake that you make based on how conversant you are with the set, with your location. But no matter what, when you're about to shoot, find time to go and look at your location before the day of the production. Listen out for the noise, look out for obstructions, look out for challenges that you might face on the day of production and fix them before that day. That way you save time. So number 14, visit your location as a beginner filmmaker before the day of the shoot. That is assuming that you don't have people, you don't have a production manager, you're not running on a big budget. If you were like me, when I started off, I was practically the only one doing everything. I was the actor, I was the light man, I was the director. So I needed to make sure that things were on track before I get to the set most of the time. That's number 14. Yeah, visit your location before the day of the production so you won't get broken hearted. Go to your location before the day of the production. Trust me, it works. I'm BK Ibukun and you've been listening to me on Stage Them TV. I've been discussing 15 mistakes that beginner filmmakers make when they are starting off. And I hope you've had a nice time. So this is number 15. And before we get onto that, why don't you subscribe right now? If you've not, we would appreciate it. Subscribe to our channel. Click on the bell up there. There's a bell right up there. Click on it. You get notifications when we have new stuff. The subscribe button is right to my right. Yeah, right there. The red button. Subscribe right now. Like us, comment, like up stuffs, communicate with us. We will always respond back to you. I'm IBK. This is Stage Them TV, and we're on 15 mistakes that beginner filmmakers make. And now, number 15. Confirm the frame rate and shutter speed are accurate. I mean, if you have a frame rate of 25 frames per second, your shutter speed should be 1/50. If your frame rate is 30 frames per second, your shutter speed should be 1/60. So they should be proportional. Basically, it's easy to remember. So 24, 1/48, 25, 1/50, 30, 1/60. How hard can that get? But you'll be amazed at how many people forget that. You get 1/100 shutter speed to 24 frame rate. What was that? Thank you for joining me on this trip. 15 mistakes that beginner filmmakers make. My name is IBK and this is Stage Them TV. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, join our community. And there's a bell up there, the notification bell. Make sure you tap on it so you can know when we have new stuff up. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice one. Bye now. Did I forget to press record?
Watch that. I wanna hear some man. Just like this.
Money mo wajo.